Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my September book haul part 2. So I did one other book haul that had all the used books I bought on my vacation because I went to the coast one day and then I went to another used bookstore the next day. So I spent quite a bit of money and I had 16 books. Well, I have 21 other books that I bought throughout the month that either were bought online or at other bookstores here in town. And so I got quite a few books. I think part of it was because I did have a week off of vacation and I let myself buy stuff online. I think it's also because I just gotten a pay raise, so I was kind of giving myself permission to buy books. And then I think by the middle of the month, it was really stressful when I got back to work, just trying to catch up on everything. I just let myself buy more books. So I did try to curb myself by the end of the month. By then, it was already too late. So we'll see. Hopefully October is going to be much smaller, but I don't know. We'll see. But I did want to show a couple of things that are not technically bookish, but I just want to show them off because they all came out this month. And they are all Funko Pops from The Mummy. So I have Imhotep. I have Evelyn, or Evie. And I have Okada. Yay! Anyway, so I just love these. And again, The Mummy is one of my favorite movies of all time. So they'll probably come out of the boxes at some point. I just haven't pulled. I've been kind of behind on a couple of the ones that I bought. As I said, I only buy certain ones that really call to me. And these ones I just had to get. Again, I didn't have to get Imhotep, but he was there. Anyway, so those all came out this month, so I got them pre-ordered. So they showed up. Anyway, so those are just non-bookish, but they'll go on my bookshelf somewhere at some point. I just love those. Anyway, so to start with the books, I got a couple classics. The first one is Euripides, and this is Medea and Other Plays. These are Greek plays that or 4 tragedies. And this is one of those ones where I know the name, but I've never read this play from Medea. So I do want to read this at some point, and then it just came with a collection. So it dropped in price one day, and I just bought it. And again, I've always heard about this one. I'd like to read that at some point. Oh, I think they were translated. I can't remember what his guy's name. Sorry. It was Philip Vellacott. So, and then I got the next book in the Asha series, Asha, The Return of She by H. Rider Haggard. So this is the second book in that series. I read She, the first book. That was published in 1886, and I really enjoyed that one. I'm so excited to continue on. This was published 19 years after the other one, because this is in 1905. So it's kind of weird that he took a big break from it, but he was writing the Allan Quatermain series and some other ones, I think. But I really enjoyed the first book. I want to read this one because of what happened at the end of the last book. I want to see how this connects up. So I think the series is like 4-book series, but I got the next one. So I'll probably try to find the other 2 as well. Again, the first book, She, follows 2 men who go to Central Africa to look for a queen with power who is called She Who Must Be Obeyed. And it is a really interesting, twisty book. I just really enjoyed it. Just fun. I do have 2 nonfictions. One of them I have read, which is The Only Plane in the Sky, An Oral History of 9/11 by Garrett M. Graff. I listened to this on audio last year. So I just wanted to get, it does have pictures and things, and as I said, it's definitely an audiobook. I think I don't think I own the audiobook. I think I got it from the library, but it's definitely one I might buy as well, because I want to probably reread this or look at this later, but I want my own copy of it. It was a book that I really highly praised last year, and I bought it on 9/11 at Barnes & Noble. And then the other nonfiction is The Heroine's Journey by Gail Carriger. Again, Carriger is one of my favorite authors. I have this on ebook, and I just was finding it. I just didn't want to read this on ebook, so I purchased another copy. So I do want to read this. I don't know if I'm going to read it before NaNoWriMo this year, but I'm hoping that I'll get to it soon. And again, it's about writing the heroine's journey. So it's taking different twists off of the hero's journey and stuff. So anyway, I've heard good things about it, the ones who have read it, so I do want to get to that. It's, again, she's one of my favorite authors, so I do want to read that. So let's see here. I have one mystery think this is the only one. I did buy the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. So I've heard really good things about this, about some older people in a retirement village who that they try to solve unsolved crimes, and then somebody dies, and then I think they get involved. Heard really good things about this. I know the second book just came out. I figure I want to read this and then give it to my dad, so I do want to get to that at some point. I have a couple romances. I have one that I bought on a whim, but it looks cute. It's called Witch Please by Anne Agrier. And this has to do with a witch. She's a modern day witch, so it's one of those. And I think, I can't remember why I bought this. I think the guy has like kind of it's not a sketchy, I don't want to say that. It has a tragic past, and I think he comes to work in his sister's, oh no, I guess he does a bakery. So it's a bakery and a witch. I don't know. I don't remember why I picked this up. It just looked really cute. And I did. It was one of those days. And then this one, I don't know why I picked it, but it's really funny how I got this copy that I don't know if this is from another country, or it's not. Well, it says it's a UK copy, and it's, spoiler alert, by Olivia Day. Now, again, I don't read a lot of contemporary romances, but this one has been one of the ones that have been calling to me. I just want to try it. And I probably should just got it from the library, but it dropped in price one day, and I was click happy. So, but this is like I like the blue copy with the couple in the middle. Anyway, but this is the copy I got. So I've heard a lot of good people talk about this because it has to do with fandom and them writing online fan fiction and other things, and I think so. So I thought it was cute. I would like to try it. I kind of want to do kind of some books that are contemporary and try to see if I can get back into contemporary romance. I'm not sure. And then I got a historical romance, The Matchmaker's Lonely Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen. I admit I think Tia and all the books talk about this, and I just purchased it. So I think the main character plays matchmaker, and then the guy that she set up with somebody, I think something's like there's something wrong with him, or he might be implicated in his wife's murder or something, and so she hooks up with the detective to figure out what's going on. Not sure. See, I'm not quite sure. Sounded good. Anyway, so that's kind of a mystery too. I have two horror books. One is The Horseman, A Tale of Sleepy Hollow by Christina Henry. Again, I like Christina Henry a lot. I'm a little behind on her books. I have quite a few of them. And I almost didn't buy this one, but then I just went ahead and did it. So I don't know anything about it except that it's Sleepy Hollow and The Horseman. So we will see what happens. I don't know. They're usually pretty little horror retellings, so I like them. And then I bought this on a whim at Barnes & Noble, and that's The Haunting of Blackwood House by Darcy Coates. I've seen a lot of people pick up books, but they all pick up the Ashburn House one. And I didn't realize I was picking up the wrong one. I guess their names are so similar. But this one has to do with a girl who, something to do with, with seances and stuff. And so I think her parents were spiritualists. And then something about, I think they buy this house, when she's older, she buys this house, and then somehow the house is really a danger to her. And that's about all I know about it. As I said, I know other people bought the other book, so now I'm like, well, I should have bought that Ashburn one, but oh well, I bought this one. So I'm going to try this one first and then see if I like her, because she has quite a few other books out that are kind of the spooky horror ones, and I like those. So anyway, so I bought that. And then I have some fantasy, well, I think this is my only science fiction. Is I bought Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. This is one of those classic science fictions that I have not read. And again, I've read a couple of his other things, but I have not read Rendezvous with Rama. And I think this is, I can't remember if it's alien interaction. I don't remember. I can't remember. But I know it's a classic, so I bought it. It was on sale. And then The Splintered King is book 2 in this series of the God King Chronicles. I did not get to book 1 to read before, but I let my pre-order just hold, or to go them through. So they're just so pretty. Anyway, so I have The Black Coast and this one to read in this series. I'm not sure when the think it's a 3-book. I think it's a trilogy, but we'll find out. So the first book, The Black Coast, has to do with the world where there's these two countries that are across the water from each other, and usually they're fighting, and they see them one day come. They're coming towards them. They think, oh no, we're going to go to war again, and it turns out they're fleeing from an evil on their side of the water. I don't know if it's an ocean or not, whatever. And then so they're coming to be refugees. So it's kind of like a refugee story in fantasy and they're going to have some bad guys who are on the other side. I'm not sure. So they have to learn to be friends with with their rivals or whatever. I'm not sure. Anyway, and the series continues in this, and I'm not going to look at it because I don't know. I haven't read the first book. I got The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst. So I've not read her other series. What was that series? Oh, the Queens of Arinthia. So I have like the first book on ebook. I just haven't got to it. But this one sounds really interesting because it has to do with like the older warrior thing where something happens many years before, and I think someone dies. Her husband dies, and destroys everybody. Things happen, and everybody goes their own way. And then years later, she's come up with a way to maybe bring him back. And she gets the band back together. I'm not sure. So anyway, I've only heard a few things about this one, but it just sounded so interesting that I picked it up. Again, shop happy. I picked The Cloud Roads by Martha Wells. I've heard about this series, and I can't now think. Oh, what is the series name? I don't remember now what his series name, but there was, I think there's several books in the series, and it has to do with, I can't remember his name. I guess his name is Moon. And he's been different from people around him, but he didn't know what. And then something happens where it turns out he's part of another group that's, that could change everything. I'm not sure what happens. It looks really cool. I just saw a picture that I was like, they have like little, in the picture, in the breaks. Anyway, so, I just heard it was a good Martha Wells novel. Again, I've only read Murderbot Diaries from her, so, but I wanted to try her other series. It's more fantasy. The Last Mile in Sunder City by Luke Aaron is I think it's might be more urban fantasy like, but I don't think it's in our world. I'm not sure, actually. So, I just know the magic is gone, but there's still monsters, and then I'm not sure, if he's a detective or something. I know the guy deals with stuff. So it might be, yeah, I don't know. I just heard good things about this series, at least the first book, so I wanted to try it. And again, it's kind of urban fantasy, but I think there's fantasy elements, so I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I bought that. And then, like on a big whim, I bought Master of Sorrows. Why would I pick another chunker out? This is by Justin T. Call, and I've heard that this is kind of like an villain origin story of some sort. I don't remember how, I've just heard some people really, really like it. And I know that it has an academy, so there's like, and I think something goes, like the guy, one of them's really skilled, but he's also, I think things go wrong. I don't know. Actually, I don't really know. Let's just, if you guys know, let me know, but I bought it. I don't know. I guess I just kept seeing it on people's TBRs, and I just bought it. I've not seen I've seen a couple of people finish it, but not a lot. And then I got a couple of more urban fantasy stuff. Shadow Kin by M.J. Scott. This is another one I picked up for another urban fantasy. I don't know why I do this to myself. And this one's I think as the woman is has a fae mother, but because she's like half of whatever the fae and half not, then she's considered to have no soul or something. So, and I think so I don't know, it's a first person. I figure just an urban fantasy. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it, but she works with the Blood Lord Lucas, so maybe it has vampires. I don't know. Fae and some other things. I don't know. But it sounded good at the time, so I bought it. I bought it used online. I picked up Middle Game by Seanan McGuire. I have always wanted to read this. Again, I like Seanan McGuire's Wayward Children series, and I did read the first book in her October Day series. That's another series I need to pick up and start reading. I know it's pretty long and it's still going, and so I got plenty of time, but it's one I definitely want to pick up next, or pick up soon. But Middle Game is about Roger and Dodger, and they are brought up in different ways. One, I think, is musically inclined, and the other one's mathematical, one's languages and one's math. And it's something to do with gods. I'm not quite sure, but I've been putting this off. But then they have she has companion novels to a novel in here, or they're that novel. I'm not sure, but Under the Woodward Wall, or Over the Woodward Wall. I don't know how you call it, what that was, but I know that there's a couple of them now. And I just thought, oh, that sounds so interesting. So I thought, well, I should really read Middle Game. And I know some people really love this book and some people don't. So it's another one I'd like to try. And then I got The Light of Prague by Nicole Jarvis. And this one takes place in Prague. And I think it's urban fantasy. So, not sure. I don't think this one's first person. No, I don't think so. So this one has to do with, I can't remember I know that he's getting hunted by some creatures, and there's some elite monster hunters called Lamplighters. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is one of those books that I kind of saw somewhere, and then I've just been intrigued since, and I just finally just bought it, which is what I do. I did pick up the second book in the Mercenary Library series by Kit Rocha. This is The Devil You Know. This is one of those books I took off pre-order because at the time I was struggling to get the first book done because I disliked the main male character a lot. Oh, cat! Yeah, Cooper just did that. That was Cooper. Anyway. So this is book 2, and this follows 2 of the other characters that I really want to see how their story goes. And again, this is post-apocalyptic and the 2070s or something like that. And again, the world has been destroyed by a solar flare kind of thing. And so it's, these little patches of area that people live in. And they like to gather information, which is why they're called the Mercenary Librarians. And then they're working with some soldiers who, as well. So anyway, I really enjoyed the first book except for the main male character. So I bought this later after I'd finished that book to go, yes, I do want to continue because I do like the characters enough to see the next story. And again, these are more, one couple per book kind of books. But again, I love the world building in this. They're really good at that. And the last book I picked up was The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. So, I've read the Broken Earth trilogy, and I want to read some of her other series, but I have not got to them yet. So, but The City We Became is more urban fantasy, and it has the cities are somehow have souls, and I think there's stuff that goes on between the 5 boroughs of New York. So I'm not sure. I just heard good and bad things about this, but I'm also ready to pick up more books by her, and I again one day found it on sale, so I just bought it. So anyway, those are all the books that I bought in September, plus the other book haul. So I did a lot of damage. But I have so many books that I'm hoping in October to keep my book haul down to a minimum, maybe the rest of the year, but we will see if I can do that. I tend to spend most of my extra money, because that's where I find pleasure and that's what I buy. So anyway, if any of these books you think I should pick up sooner rather than later, let me know, because I have a lot to choose from, so I could go either way. And do you like my little mommy Funko Pops? Anyway, did you guys buy anything good this last month? Do you guys do that where if you don't go on a vacation but have a staycation and you kind of spend all your money online on books or other bookstores? Let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.